Hi guys, welcome back. Finally, I can share with you my stock X and my strategy along the way. I know a lot of people watch YouTube by skipping and fast forward. So for this one, I'm hoping you can stay with me because you can see the logic and strategy step by step. In my Chinese stocks video, we play a game and guess a stock. It used to be a penny stock, but not anymore. Some people like it, but a lot of people really hate it. It's controversial. So here it is. I'm very excited, but at the same time, very worried to show you. I'm a bit scared about the dislike and some emotional comments maybe I would get with this video, because I know how most people feel about this. I even saw a YouTube channel talked about the stock, and then a few days later removed the video. So this is why I really hesitated to show it. But the reason that finally pushed me the most to open this channel was because I couldn't find the information I was looking anywhere for 3 stocks. There is one, my baby Neo, and there's QuantumScape, and then there's my stock X, especially this one. I think it's the most misunderstood stock and company on the whole internet, in my opinion. So here I am, taking the risk of being hated and follow my heart. If you have been following my channel, you know I never put more than $10,000 in a penny stock. I usually just put a few thousand in it, and that's it, no more. Because penny stocks are like either you win big or you lose everything. So I throw in what I can afford to lose. If it grows, great. If not, I lose a few thousands. Not a big deal. So as you know, I like to play safe. But for this stock, I put more than $50,000 in one penny stock. In fact, it has become a very big play. So I'll show you why I was so confident about this. So guys, here it comes. My stock X is Luckin Coffee, ticker symbol LKNCY. Okay, before you smash your screen, just let me explain why and my strategy behind it, okay? Give me a chance. First, I started to study Luckin Coffee's business model long time ago, before they went IPO. The reason why they could grow so fast in 1 to 2 years is because this is a very mature management team from a mature company. They each have their own expertise in one area, and they were all from a company called U-Car, which is like the Uber that's more high-end. The COO, the CMO, and other management team, together, they form a new brand, Luckin Coffee. And it's because it's not the first company they have created. So it's not the first time they work together. And they could apply the experience they have accumulated over many years into growing a new brand. So that explains the fast growth. A lot of the things they do did not look like a startup. It was a smart idea for them to start at first in a small shop at a quiet location that had very little traffic. So they could research and develop the product and to get quick feedbacks. And they could try out many different marketing strategies. So within 2 months, they sold from maybe like a few orders every day to hundreds of them, and always filled with a big lineup. So this is when they felt they're ready. And with the bigger capital investing in it, they could really leverage their business model and grew in a much bigger scale. So within 2 years, they have grown Luckin from 0 to the second biggest coffee brand in China, right after Starbucks, with near 5,000 stores in China, even more than Starbucks. Starbucks' biggest revenue is in the Chinese market. But after they had 9 years of revenue increase in China, they finally had a year of decrease. Why? It's because of Luckin. A startup brand can disturb the total market and challenge the position of the top leader of the industry. This is what I would call a market disruptor. Their CMO named Yang Fei, which is also a controversial figure because he has been charged a few years ago. But everyone has a dark history that doesn't want to be revealed, so I don't want to go deeper into this. And in fact, I think he's a very smart person. I have listened to his lecture and read his book, and I think he is a marketing genius. His marketing strategy is brilliant, and the theories that he proposed actually makes a lot of sense. His way of creating viral marketing campaign, one after the other, and highly integrated with the customer reward system, the CRM, is very effective and had helped Luckin grow customer in a very fast rate. And because coffee is a high margin business, so it allows them to create a lot of rewards to attract new customers and increase the word of mouth. To him, it's all about the effectiveness of the campaign, to be very precise, to reach the customer he wants to target, and to not waste any money on useless advertising. He was able to lower the cost of customer acquisition to be a much lower level for a startup and save more marketing budget for the celebrity ambassadors in order to further improve the brand image, to appear more of a cool brand for the youth, to increase the brand image as a Chinese brand. To me, this is a very smart move. Recently, McDonald's in China is starting to do the same thing. They are actually, I think, copying the same marketing tactics as Luckin now. For a big brand like McDonald's, with the giant marketing team behind, would reference from the marketing tactics of a startup company. It just shows you this team had found a way to do it. And then last year, in April, everybody knows what happened. They admitted they have committed fraud in the earnings report of 2019, and the stock just tanked 80%. They went from a rising star to the most hated company. I don't know exactly who did it and why, but I assume it's because they were too much in a rush. You know, when smart people get too much confidence, they might start to think there's nothing they cannot achieve. Their heads get too heated, and this is when it's dangerous, because it's the time that they can make one simple mistake and ruin everything. I think they really needed to raise more funds from releasing new shares, because they had this big plan coming up of the new retail model to expand their product line to be beyond coffee products. So I guess that's why they wanted to make the earnings report look good. But the truth is, the real revenue after the investigation, it had 100% of gain year over year versus the 300% they reported. So that really makes me wonder, because I think 100% is already impressive enough. Why did they need to blow up on top of this? I think they really didn't have to do that to raise capital. So it was absolutely a bad mistake. Now, I'll give you the rational reasons of why I invested in this company, and then I'll analyze the psychology of it later. Number one, coffee market is growing rapidly in China with double-digit rates every year versus only 2% in the developed market. This is a very obvious trend among the millennials as they get more international, and the coffee does help while a lot of people need to work extra long shift in China. Number two, remember the video I talked about the trends in China, and I share how the government is working hard to make the millennials fall in love with the Chinese brands? Chinese government wants Chinese brands to succeed, and they would give great support to Chinese brands to grow. And it has been working, and you can see more and more young people start to switch from international brands to Chinese brands to look cool. Number three, the business model. First of all, the product is really not bad comparing to Starbucks from most of the reviews, and because it's cheaper than Starbucks by not just a little bit, so it has quite a competitive advantage. And next, because most of their sales are deliveries, it allows them to have small stores mostly to save a lot of cost of rent and store renovation. compared to Starbucks' business model, which allows people to buy a cup of coffee and sit in the stores for hours. So Luckin would have a much bigger efficiency and turnover rate, which can in fact reduce their cost of each coffee a lot. And because most people order through the app, so they accumulated a lot of users' data, which they can make good use of to know which location they should open new stores in to speed up the expansion. And then next, the efficient marketing tactics, the CRM system, making the cost of acquiring new customer cheaper and cheaper. And last year, they had just reorganized the company, evaluate each store's operation margin to eliminate the stores with low efficiency and improve each store's operational management to further reduce the cost. So in August, they announced that a big portion of the stores have already turned positive margin. So they started with a disruptive business model, and now they keep refining it to fine-tune it. And the valuation doesn't make any sense. It's super undervalued. Starbucks has 30,000 stores globally, with 4,000 stores in China, with the valuation of 120 billion. And China is their most profitable market. While Luckin Coffee had near 5,000 stores in China, the market cap was only 900 million, while holding 700 million of cash last month. The valuation clearly did not make any sense. And I think if not because of the mistakes they made, the stock would have been at least $100 by now. Even after the recent jump, the valuation is still low, considering it can compete with Starbucks in the future. Number 5, I really like some of the management team, and I hope they didn't know about the fraud. But even if they did, sure, they had made a huge mistake by taking a bad shortcut, but they suffered a big loss from it already. So I for sure think they would have learned a big painful lesson by now. After being in the shame for so long, a lot of people had made mistakes in the past too. So you can never overlook the power of a beaten down smart person to climb back up. And number 6, I think they have been beaten down enough to do things right from now on regarding to their book. So I really think they're going to have the cleanest book from now on. Last time I checked, they are complying with the rule, and they have hired a new US company to audit their book because they know they're being looked super closely by all parties from now on. So I think they would be extra careful in every step they take. Last month, they reported the Q3 earning to have 36% increase over the last quarter, which is pretty good considering the situation right now. So that was the rational support on the fundamentals. Now I'll explain you the market psychology with the chart and my buy-in strategy.